Hey, it's James here from GoodGuitarist.com, and in today's lesson, we're going to learn Faith by George Michael. And I've already taught this in a simpler way. I recommend doing that first because a lot of those things are going to be transferred into this version. We're just kind of leveling up. Let's just take a quick look at what we'll be learning today.
If I could touch your body, I know not everybody has a body like you, but I gotta think twice before I give my heart away. And I know all the games you play because I played them too. Oh, but I need some time off from that emotion. Time to pick my heart up off the floor. Oh, and that love comes down without devotion. Well, it takes a strong man, baby, but I'm showing you the door. 'Cause I gotta have faith. I gotta have faith. Because I gotta have faith, faith, faith. I gotta have faith.
So as you can see, we've added a lot of muting to our strumming pattern. We're adding some bar chords. You know, there's definitely some complexity here, and this brings it more in line with the sound of the original recording. Now, the first thing that I want to do is take a look at that strumming pattern. And I'm going to mute the strings, and I'm going to play the strumming pattern. And when you look at it like that, I'm just going down and up over and over again on muted strings. It's not until we add some chord shapes that the strumming pattern starts coming to life. You know, I'm still doing the same thing with this hand, just down and up the whole time. And then I'm just squeezing down my A chord, my one finger A chord, you know, at the right time, and the strumming pattern comes out. So let's learn this systematically so that you can develop the muscle memory and you're not just working on memorizing a series of motions. You know, I want this to become a transferable skill that you can use in other songs. We're going to start off by muting the strings and just playing down up over and over again. You know, I would even do this with a metronome. 60 beats per minute. Our counting goes 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. Just small motions, really focusing on being loose. This is an awesome exercise just to kind of teach your wrist to loosen up. You know, especially if you're having trouble with the strumming motion, definitely do this as slow as you need to as well. You want to feel relaxed. If you feel it tightening up, then it's going to be detrimental. Either way, that's a pretty simple step one. It's all about just relaxing and loosening up. And then we're going to start adding our chord shot at the right time. And if you watched the beginner version of this, the timing works out the same way as that strumming pattern. So if you counted that out, you've already counted this out. So this is what we'll end up with. And to get there, we're going to break it down. The first half, we're going to count 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. So I'm squeezing every time I count 1, and I'm going 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. This is on a technical level. We're superimposing one rhythm over another, but you just got to think. I squeeze when I count 1. I go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. This hand is doing this the entire time. And we just go at our own pace, going 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. And if you're getting extra strings ringing out as you're doing it, what you have to do is make sure that your middle, ring, and pinky are resting on the strings on their own. And then your index, as it presses down, I'm kind of lifting my other 3 fingers, but they're still just barely hovering above the strings. You know, so you might have to work on that motion, just kind of teeter-tottering between your index pressing down on the D string, G string, and B string. You know, if you get all 3, great. If you don't, it's no big deal. You're just squeezing a little bit. And then your other fingers lift as you squeeze. And then you go back to lifting your index and having these 3 fingers go down. And you could even simplify the rhythm while you work on the muting, going strum, mute, strum, mute. You know, so we're just doing downstrokes and just taking our time with it. You know, so you practice that and you go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. And our second half goes. So we're going to break that down even further. We're going to go miss, up, down, down. Miss, up, down, down. You know, and as I say those words, up, down, down, that's when we're squeezing our chord. Miss, up, down, down. And I'm squeezing it for that entire up, down. Since they're right beside each other, I don't have to like let it go. You could, but it makes it too short. And we take our time, we work through that muscle memory, and then we can put the whole thing together. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and miss, up, down, down. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, up, down, down. I recommend writing that down, breaking it down like we did over the past couple minutes, and just taking your time working it out step by step. Nobody's going to get this whole thing together in, you know, the first 5 minutes. If you do, let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to see like the actual number of people. But in my experience, you know, whenever we're learning things like this, it takes a few practice sessions for the flow, you know, for it to kind of start to click, you know. So take your time and work through it just like we did in this lesson. And once you have it, you're golden. The rest of this tune is just adding some chord shapes to that. And that's what we're going to tackle right now. The song has 3 clear sections, a verse, a pre-chorus, and a chorus. The chorus is just the A chord plus that pattern 4 times. So you could probably already play it once you have the pattern down. Now, let's take a look at the verse. I'm going to write out the chords right here. A, D, A, and then we do that all over again. So we're just adding a D chord. And when we go to play our D chord, we're going to have to figure out how to mute it. So you'll notice the first time I played my D chord like I usually do, and then I'm muting with my pinky. And it's the same kind of teeter-totter effect. You squeeze the chord when you need to, and then when you let go of the chord, you use your other fingers, in this case just our pinky, to rest on the strings and mute during those strokes. And when I do that, these 3 strings that my fingers are normally pressing, they're not pressing it anymore, you know? So we're teeter-tottering between pressure and our finger muting. And I personally feel like when I play this, I'm not getting as much muting power as I'd like. So I try my D chord like this, where I'm barring the top 3 strings with my index, and then my middle finger plays the 3rd fret of the B string. And it's the same D chord, but here I'm getting my ring finger and my pinky to mute the strings, and it just gives you a stronger mute. It's up to you to decide how you do this. And I think at this point you're seeing how like we're just using A chords and D chords, but all of a sudden by adding all these extra techniques, we're really taking the simple things and, you know, making something more out of them, right? And it's important to remember that doing really complicated things is really just doing a bunch of simple things and really taking the time to do them right. You know, we're just adding together 4 or 5 simpler things. So breaking it down into those simpler steps, you know, going back to square one and maybe going just the first half of the pattern with that D chord, you know, and just really taking your time with it. And yeah, at the end of the day, we do our strumming pattern 2 times on A, once on D, once on A. Repeat that. That is our verse. And then we can move on to the pre-chorus. Now, our pre-chorus is going to have some bar chords in it. Let's just take a look at our chord shapes. We go D, A, 3 times total. And then here we're going to go from A to F sharp minor. And we're actually going to switch during our strumming pattern. We're going to go. So let's slow that down. I'm doing the first 2 squeezes, I guess, on the A chord. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, switch. And then for that 3rd squeeze, I'm on my F sharp minor chord. So I recommend breaking it down like this. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, switch. So we're actually switching with our rhythm on the 3 as we're counting 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. You know, right there. And just doing that over and over again, building up the mechanics. And then we continue our strumming pattern with the F sharp minor chord. And by the way, if you're having trouble with bar chords, or if that's something that you want to do, I do have a course, Bar Chords Made Easy. It's included in my All Access Pass. I'll put more information on that down below. You know, it also unlocks all my lessons on my website, right? So it's definitely worth checking out if you want to increase your guitar skills. You know, if a song like this is a little too challenging, it won't be once you've gone through all the things one step at a time. And that's what we're going to do. Anyways, after this F sharp minor chord, we have a B minor chord. And when it comes to muting bar chords, it's actually, they go hand in hand because you're already covering all the strings. All you have to do is release the pressure. You know, there's no adding extra fingers to mute. You just squeeze when you need to, right? 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a. You know, you're just squeezing on the right beats. You just count it out. So even though the chord shape itself is harder, the actual muting is much, much easier with these bar chords. Following that, we have an E chord, and muting that one, we have no choice but to use our pinky. I like to raise it a bit. You know, if it's too low, you'll miss getting that thickest string. And you just want to go like, you could even just go like this, just slowly. Just strum and then mute, just to get that motion. And for this E chord, we're not going to play our entire strumming pattern. We're just going to go. So we're just doing the first half. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. And then we leave some space instead of playing the rest of our strumming pattern, and that kicks us into our chorus. Now at this point, we have covered all the little bits and pieces that make up this song, so I'm going to play through a verse, pre-chorus, and chorus so that you can see how it all flows together. You can always just watch this, try it with me after. We're going to do this with our metronome. We're at 75 beats per minute. And when it comes to playing through the entire song, I recommend printing off the lyrics and listening to the song. That's step 1. You're going to notice like, oh, it opens up with a couple extra measures of A. And you'll notice that in the last pre-chorus, right before the final chorus, there's 2 extra measures of rest, you know? And while it's nice to just have all the answers, I feel like that self-exploration is a skill that you need to have if you want to keep pushing forward with guitar, you know, and it's fun. You're just listening to some music, using the lyrics to guide you. If you want to go through that all with me, I do have a full playthrough that's available for members of my website. More information on that down below. Otherwise, if you need help with any of this, please let me know in the comments down below. If you haven't grabbed your copy of my free ebook, I have one, and it's down there, and it's completely free, no catch, so you can grab that. And yeah, if you enjoy learning guitar with me, please take a moment to subscribe to the channel, like the video, have a fun time practicing, and I'll see you soon.